Hello beautiful people, my name is Margot, welcome to my channel. This is the space of my personal growth and the place where I'm simply making fun. So let's start. On my channel I'm sharing the journey to building the better version of me and building the better version of my life. Today we are going to talk about the motivation, the things that makes us move forward. Let's find out what it means, how it works, and what makes it so powerful. Let's imagine that you have some idea in your mind. Maybe you want to start a new job, maybe you want to implement something, maybe you want to change all your life. And some people even don't want to start, they do nothing, they accept their life as it is, but you are not like that. You start working, you are working for 1 day, for 2 days, for 3 days, for a week or even a month, and you are working hard because you know that you have some goal you want to achieve, but one day, everything disappears. You don't have that motivation anymore. You don't want to work. You don't want to do anything. You think that it's fine. Everything is fine. Somehow you lived all your life before, so it's not bad. You can live it like that for the rest of your life. You don't want to change anything anymore. Just don't want, and that's it. And then you watch another motivational video on YouTube and you want to start again. And this situation starts over and over again. What's the way to break this vicious cycle? How can we get the motivation we need to move on and to do everything to get to our aim step by step? I want to offer you to find out how motivation works in our brain. I guess everybody heard about dopamine. It's one of the important neurotransmitters that ensures communication between neurons, particularly in the reward center of the brain. It's best known for making us want something, help us to focus on something, and it helps us to feel the satisfaction of getting it. To understand how it works and how it influences our lives, I want to offer you to learn about the experiments of James Olds and Peter Milner. They wanted to find out how our brain wants something and to understand the mechanics, how dopamine affects our brain. And they did it. They wanted to block the production of dopamine. They did it with rats. They connected electrodes to the rats' brains and blocked the production of dopamine. And now guess what the rats did with blocked dopamine? I'll tell you, nothing. They did nothing at all. They didn't want to eat, they didn't want to sleep, they didn't want to mate, they did nothing at all. And in a few days, they actually died because of thirst, because they didn't want to drink. Therefore, I know some people who say that they work only on discipline, that they don't need any motivation, they don't use it at any stage of their life. And they are lying, believe me. This is good news for us, because if you wake up in the morning, if you watch TikTok, if you spend time with your friends, if you just want to live your life, this is the resource. This is the source. This is the motivation. You have it. The only thing is that now you should find out how to use it to make your life better and what is the way to turn it on. That's what we'll do now. First, let's understand how our brain understands what activities require motivation. Let's imagine we are ancient people. So you are hungry, walking through the dark, wet forest. It's very cold and you see the berries, very beautiful berries. There are two options. First, you can eat them and feel that they are extremely tasty. A neural connection is automatically created in your brain. These berries are good, that's cool. Or there is another option. You get poisoned. Maybe you even survived, but still you feel sick for 2 days or even more. And your brain automatically saves these memories as something that causes danger. These berries are dangerous. The scheme is really simple. Some natural need, action, getting a reward, pleasant memories, motivation to get a reward again. And here I ask you to remember the scheme in order to understand how the motivation actually works. Now we will consider each step separately, and we must learn to manage all our actions and rewards in order to understand how to manage all our motivation. The first step is manage our action. You start actions, get a reward, and then you get enough motivation to continue that actions. This is how it works, and this is where lots of people get stuck because they think that they should first feel motivation to start making some actions. For example, I watch YouTube videos and I want to do sports. I have to watch lots of videos, get lots of inspiration, lots of motivation to start doing something. Sometimes it works like that. In rare case, you may first feel motivated and start taking action, but such cases are a minority. Motivation is often the result of an action rather than its cause. The start of action is an active force of inspiration that stimulates the impulse to continue. And before we move to the next step, I want to remind you that if you are still watching this video, I guess you like it, I guess it's interesting for you. So I'm offering you to subscribe on my channel so we could see each other more often. Let's go to the next rule. As we think about rewards, avoid punishments. Suppose you've decided to lose some weight, so now you're committed to a strict diet where you have to eat only whole foods and avoid sugar, 100% no sugar at all. From now on, you eat only not tasty food from day to day, every day. The question is rhetorical. How would your brain accept this food? Would it feel like a torture or like a reward? Would it like to remind you about your diet, or it will try to avoid it? In order to have motivation for some actions, its implementation should give us something pleasant. The reward should be much bigger than the effort that was made. This is a very simple formula. Your brain would love to get the biggest efforts if the reward is really cool. If the reward is very small, or if it even doesn't exist, your brain doesn't understand what it struggles for. So if you want to have that motivation for a long time, you have try to find the rewards for your brain. Actually, the rewards for yourself. So how do you get that pleasure? If you are on a diet, I guess you should find some meals which taste really good for you. Or if we talk about sports, which sport is the best for you? Think about the reward and avoid the negative experience. What is the fastest result you can get that pleases you? Let's assume that your goal is much more difficult than a simple diet. For example, you want to build a career. You want to get the higher position. You want to start your own business. You want to find more clients. That's really tough. That's really harder than the usual simple diet. So in business, to get a reward, you should work really hard, and it takes not 1 week, it takes a really long time. This is the reason why lots of people give up, because you make efforts every day, every week, every month, for a year, and the reward you have set for yourself is so big that it's still like a year away from you. Our brain doesn't think that far. If it works for 1 week, it expects to get the reward in 1 week. Or if it doesn't get the reward in 1 week, or even the reward doesn't exist at all, your brain doesn't understand what these all efforts were made for, what he struggled for. And here are two options. The first is you do what you really love. Your job is already the reward for you. So this video is not for you, you can just turn it off. The second is when you don't really like your work. It's fine, but it's not the job of your dreams. So you work a week, a month, a year, and you don't get the reward. It struggles, it doesn't understand what you do it for. It would like to just throw everything away and quit right now. And the solution is to come up with the small mini goals that will bring you to the huge goal you have. So it will make you feel happiness when you reach these small goals. For example, you want to start a blog. So you start your blog. You are making very beautiful pictures. You are a good copywriters and everything is very good. You put all yourself, all your soul in this blog, and the only people who watch you are your mom, your sister, your neighbor, and your ex. and this is really disappointing. Instead, think of the fastest result you can achieve that can please you. For example, if I got a reel with 300 views, that would be so cool. 300 unique people watched my reel. So at this stage, you have to go to the internet, find some reel which you like, which lots of people like, which has a lot of views, make it in your own way and post it. And you'll see that I'm sure it will gain 300 views. And when you get these 300 views, you will see that your motivation increases significantly. And then you will be ready to move the another month, the another half a year, just break your goals into break your huge goal into smaller goals, so you could have more and more motivation to move on. Use the strategy regularly. So that's why it works so good when you take a big goal and break it into smaller tasks. If you want to do something regularly and for the long time, for sure, you should make small rewards also regularly. Find a small goal in a huge sphere, achieve it as soon as possible, and then find another goal and another, and do it over and over again. It's like checkpoints in the game. I guess everybody played any arcade game like Mario or Snake Arcade or any other. Just imagine that you are playing Mario for 6 hours and this is the only one level. Would it be interesting for you? Of course not. You want to win over and over again. You have this game to be separated into small pieces because you want to win all the time. This is the main point. And this is how it works in life. No matter how big your goal is, just start from breaking this goal into small pieces. You will see how everything became much more easier. This is the secret of great people. They are constantly growing, they are achieving something. They started everything from the discipline and now they are motivated to do more. Discipline doesn't eliminate motivation, it strengthens it. And the same is that without motivation there will be no discipline. Because if you have no desire, if you don't want to do something, you hate something, you don't get anything out of it, then you won't do it anyway, because you won't find the reason what to do it for. Discipline and motivation are two related, inseparable components. All successful people are disciplined and motivated. But if you don't have motivation, please start from discipline. This thing is much easier to be fixed. And this is all for today. Hope you've loved this video. If so, please subscribe to my channel. We'll talk about lots of interesting topics here. See you soon!